Hello everyone. So I am joining you tonight to share my career informative speech with you. And my speech is centered around the field of early childhood education. So I want to start by defining what early childhood education is for those of you who may not know. So according to Beginning Essentials of Early Childhood Education by Gordon and Brown, early childhood is the portion of a person's life from the time they're born or infancy until age 8. And early childhood education is the learning experience that children experience during that time frame in environments such as childcare, daycare facilities, or preschools or kindergartens. So why is early childhood education important to us as individuals or to us as a society or community? There is a significant amount of research that supports the idea that early childhood education is critical to not only the present but the future as well. So the majority of development that takes place for children happens before they enter kindergarten. So the experiences that they have leading up to that point are really significant, and the opportunity to shape and mold those is going to impact who they become later on. And so what these programs do is they sharpen skills that are necessary for livelihood and teach children things such as listening, active listening, sharing, taking turns, which improves their social skills. Data shows that performance is better in school later in life for children that have attended early childhood programs. It has positively impacted graduation rates. So children who have attended early childhood education programs have higher graduation rates than those that did not attend. And importantly, it builds a love of learning, which sets children up to have a successful experience in K through 12 learning. These children that attend these programs are less likely to commit a felony and are less likely to go to prison. And they're less likely to be reliant on government assistance, and they're more likely to go to college, which means that they are more likely to have more income. So as it comes to investments, some would consider investing in these programs as putting forth income now so as to avoid society paying income later in different forms. So the history of early childhood actually dates back all the way to the 1500s and is said to be attributed to Martin Luther, who advocated for universal education. And since that time, there have been many theorists and developers and psychologists and people of all walks of life that have contributed to the early childhood education definition, or what that looks like and sounds like. Some of those influencers were Froebel, Montessori, Erikson, Vygotsky, Piaget, who established the learning theory of children's development that is used very frequently today. There is Steiner, and all of these influencers or theorists have shaped the way that curriculum has come together now in the present. And those curriculums can include things like Montessori, which is, she was a person who had her own theories and ideas that later became an integrated part of an actual type of school that some of you may be familiar with. They're very common in the area that we live in. And it has shaped other curriculums such as Reggio Emilia, High Scope. There's all of these different forms of learning and teaching that have been the product of a lot of different theorists and the things that they believed and the things that they presented throughout the years, and how teachers and educators and childcare providers have molded those ideas and thoughts into their own approaches to teaching. So all that is to say that the investment in this career or this particular area of society is vital. And how can we make these impacts? How can we make these investments? So on a personal level, if you have children, you are able to put them through early childhood programs if you have the capability of doing so. A valuable resource for people who have children or who have children in their families is the North Carolina Foundation for Early Learning and Development. And that resource will break down the developmental goals and indicators of children that are in early childhood phases. And you can advocate for fair wages for educators. You can, on a smaller scale, report maltreatment or just be supportive of children that are in that pivotal stage of their life. And this investment in the present is going to positively impact everyone on the whole later on. The evidence is really overwhelming that proves that early childhood education is important. These children who take part in these programs are more equipped to be successful in school and be successful in life. They have improved social skills